welcome to day number 20 of StarLadder Star Series, and we've got ourselves a big match coming up. It is Empire taking on Fnatic, and this match is super duper important because, well, basically the one that wins this should, in theory, be going to Kiev regardless, and the other one is still having to wait and see what other teams do. I will not be casting this match by myself. I will be once again joined by Kawa. Welcome back.
Hey everybody, glad to be here and casting StarLadder. I'm pretty much only doing this and EMS1 currently, so this is actually really nice. And this big match that you're talking about here that decides quite a bit, like who's going to be going to Kiev, is pretty huge, so really looking forward to this one.
Me too. I'm just gonna pull up the scoreboard real fast so that people can see why this is such a big match. Well, both Fnatic and Empire have only dropped 2 games. And together with Mouseports, they are the only 3 teams that have done that. Now, the person that will lose this one will therefore be no longer in the top 3, basically. You can forget the scores for a second. It really depends on how many games people lost. The team that loses this one will be on par with Virtus Pro, and on par with L Pride, and on par with 4FC. And basically, it doesn't depend anymore that much on those teams themselves, but more on what other teams do in turn. So that is a pretty big match. We still have a lot of pretty big matches coming up, though, or at least tomorrow, for example, is going to be a game between Empire and No Tidehunter. So if Empire wins this one and loses tomorrow, it will be trouble. If Empire wins this one and loses tomorrow, or loses, yeah, it's a big match. That's just my point. If you want to check out those scores for yourself, you can do so at starladder.tv, and then just click on the Dota section, and then click on the British flag, click on the league, and then you can see all the points for yourself. So no Nyx, no Nature's Prophet, no Wisp, and no Darkseer. No Nature's Prophet.
Surprising.
So that leaves us with a Bat and a Coddle still in.
Yeah, so incoming for them pretty much. Like, expect that to be happening. Otherwise, mind games, because right now I cannot predict what Empire is going to do. They lost Fnatic, which most people are already aware of since he was recently recruited. Now that's a pretty huge thing for Empire to be losing him. One of the best one-on-ones, and going over to Na'Vi, it's kind of like, well, what do you do now? I want to see how their style kind of goes with this currently. Their current lineup right now, the stand-in V is going to be in there.
No.
For the
Vegas.
Vegas. I like V.
It is
though.
Vegas.
I know, yeah, I guess. Vegas. V is going to be standing in for him. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. Fnatic also, both of these teams are actually fairly aggressive just to begin with. Fnatic a little bit more stable, though. And actually, lately, they've been running Leshrac a lot more often, which I really enjoy seeing. So this could be, you know, indicative of maybe a little bit more of a push-heavy lineup. Early game, we could be seeing that out of Fnatic right now. Especially since there's a Lifestealer coming out here, but it's going to be tough because they do have that Bat Rider, Lifestealer, and Queen of Pain, and just Lifestealer in general, extremely flexible lately, being able to just kind of infest himself into anyone that is mobile, and definitely going to be seeing some bombs come out here for them, most likely.
Yeah, I'm very mobile team already for Empire. I'm kind of hoping that we're going to see Vegas' Queen of Pain, because that would be really enjoyable. As a lot of you people have seen, yesterday Empire released a video announcing their announcement of a new pickup. I know, an announcement of an announcement is starting to be pretty big for teams. They've made this amazing video with Batman, the latest Batman, and then with Na'Vi, Zero Gravity being Bane, and then the doctor that they steal from the plane being Fnatic, and the person that they leave behind in the plane is Light of Heaven. You know, and their new player is of course the Batman who is gonna come again. So Dark Knight Rises, isn't it? So we're hoping to see that tomorrow. I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I know that a lot of people thinking it's gonna be Vegas. We'll see if it's gonna be Vegas. I hope it is. We're gonna see Fnatic picking up Phantom Lancer and Keeper of Light. Well, that's a lane that's gonna be annoying. But yeah, Vegas Queen of Pain, make it happen, Empire. You can do it.
Yeah, still, it's looking pretty good here for Fnatic picking up the Coddle PL combo. Obviously extremely brutal. The tri-lane going to be nasty. Magnus probably going to be heading into middle, I would assume. Very good. Not the best, but still pretty decent up against Queen of Pain, going to be able to just dish out at least some damage to be able to be somewhat of a presence inside of the mid lane. But still, there are quite a few heroes that are still in the pool, especially for the setup for the tri lane for Fnatic. Rubik definitely in there, probably one of the most popular kind of supports right now in the pool. Hopefully, we're going to be seeing him go through because it's always fun watching that. Always fun watching a Rubik inside the game. Going to be able to do quite a bit early on, so that could be what they have up their sleeve.
Could be. We know that Fnatic loves to run also dual lanes couple, but there's plenty of options still left for either team. We see a Weaver and a Enchantress being picked up, banned out rather by Empire. Quite unorthodox bans, I would say, against Fnatic. I don't think Fnatic picks those up really. Do they?
Not as much. I'm trying to think of games where which teams actually do pick up the Enchantress quite often. We've been seeing Navi do it previously. Actually, DD Dota, they actually pick Enchantress up a lot for pushing, but surprisingly enough, I think they were just scared that they were going to try and just mow them down like right off the get-go. So just taking them out, just kind of ensuring that that's not going to be happening, as well as the Chen. So they're just really worried right now about the push that could be coming out from Fnatic, but, you know, it's technically not typical. I haven't really seen a whole lot of it, I'll be honest.
No. We have seen Silencer quite a few times on the side of Empire, so Fnatic banning out that one as well as a hero that goes well together with any kind of trial in the Undying. Still being there. I'm quite surprised to still see the Bane and the Shadow Demon in the pool, considering that Empire kind of doesn't have any support yet, and supports are the easiest to ban. And I mean, banning out the Undying and the Silencer, yeah, but the Bane and the Shadow Demon are considered the two most best supports right now. So Shadow Demon gets picked up first by Empire. That's already one. They could still pick up another support and then just have two solo lanes and a tri lane going there. Of course, they could also pick up the Enigma if they want to send something in the jungle themselves. As Bad Rider, by the way, could jungle as well if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I'm surprised they let the Shadow Demon get through there, so they're going to obviously make use of that. It would have been great if Fnatic were to have picked it up, because it would have been great against the Bat Rider to just prevent him from doing anything, really. You just disrupt him and he's pretty much done. He just kind of sits there in a ball of ick, and he just, can't really do a whole lot. But that's going to be Empire picking him up, which is going to be nice for them. Snagging those illusions passively from Phantom Lancer is going to be extremely helpful in the late game. And it looks like Fnatic actually going with the Windrunner.
Yeah, Windrunner. We have seen Fnatic running Windrunner mid before, so I'm still curious to see what they're going to be doing with the Magnus and Windrunner. They could be exchanging lanes. And it looks like with this, the ban out of the Enchantress and the Chen, I think that was a good call, because Fnatic could still pick up one of those jungle heroes. And there is, of course, still an Enigma in the pool if they really want to do that. Though I'm not sure if Enigma is really something that Fnatic really loves to play. We're gonna see it though, if there's maybe still a Bane in store for Fnatic. Bane considered to be a counter against the Lifestealer, of course. Just shutting him down in the Rage, whatever. They only have so far the reverse polarity that works against the Rage. And the Ancient Deprivation is a support that Empire wants to go with.
Yeah, I think a Bane would probably be a decent pickup, especially with the Keeper of the Light, to just take a full Illuminate to the face. But no, they go with an Earthshaker.
Now, Earthshaker is, when Dota 1, and apparently also in Dota 2 before I watched Dota 2, or at least I got told this, a dual lane Windrunner Earthshaker. Quite common then. With just Windrunner farming and Earthshaker just being there, so that, it's a safe lane, it's the long lane, suicide lane, but with Earthshaker hanging back with the Windrunner, it's not so suicidal anymore. And it can very well be enough to be setting that up against the Lifestealer and the Shadow Demon and the Ancient Deprivation. Really depends on what Empire is going to do, if they're going to run an aggressive tri-lane or not. But I would really like to see a dual lane with that. 2 dual lanes for Fnatic and a mid lane Magnus, perhaps?
That could happen.
Oh, and Vegas picks up the Queen of Pain indeed. So rejoice, fans. Let's see if I can do it again. We saw him doing it yesterday, I think, with the puck. He was having a very dominant game in that game. It was quite amazing. But then it was up against a bit easier contestant than Fnatic, I would say. So let's see if we can do it also against one of the tops in Europe at the moment. Ooh, and Silent, he picked up the Chilling Touch first. I like it. I saw it last yesterday as well. Was it yesterday the Empire as well playing the separation? Perhaps. But it's very handy to be early aggressive with that.
It's
But
so good. I
yeah,
love Chilling Touch, man. I mean, Cold Feet doesn't really scale that great, so getting one level of that and then maxing out the Ice Vortex with the Chilling Touch is just so devastatingly strong with AA. So hopefully they're going to be going to town with that. Going to be interesting to see. But going through the lineups right now for Empire,
hmm
we got Scandal up in top. We got Vigas inside of the middle lane as Queen of Pain. And down in bottom, we have SS, Ancient Apparition, Blow Your Brain as a Life Stealer, and 333.
go black.
Yeah, let's go black. Okay.
Yeah, playing the Shadow Demon. So it is gonna be an aggressive trial lane. I don't want to be doing too overexcited, but I'm really excited for the game, and it's gonna be. Like, I don't want to be one of those casters that just pre-hype stuff without something even happening. So I'm gonna try to cool it a bit. Arab will be playing the Windrunner on the bottom lane. Looks like they are going to be having the safe lane for themselves, and I do mean for themselves because No Tail will be hanging around there on the Earthshaker. A very nice lane against an aggressive tri lane. I don't think they should be dying. The initiation from Empire is there, of course, with the disruption and the open wounds and even the cold feet at some point, but I think they should be fairly safe there. We're going to have a double lane in the mid. Trixie playing the Phantom Lancer and Fly going to be hanging around there with the Keeper of Light, of course. That's a great combination to have. Very annoying for the Queen of Pain, for Vegas, but I think he'll be knowing how to deal with that. He shouldn't die, at least. And that's, of course, great because he'll be leveling faster than Trixie will in the mid lane if Fly is going to steal some of the experience. And on the top lane, we have got a safe laning Hani on the Magnus who managed to pick himself up a haste rune and has stolen the creep wave. And is going to be luring it towards his own tower. I'm hoping for him that he's actually going to be... Oh! Look at the Bat Rider! Mount!
Hmm? Oh, that's so metal. Look at that. Wait, is that metal?
That's metal! I think
That's
it is.
metal. It's metal.
And he's got himself like a whole cowboy hood and stuff and purple, and he's got weird hair.
That's hella funny. Yeah, so it is going to be Bat Rider up against Boots first, Tawny. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Get some of
for
that
now
regen.
on, Boost first! It's a professional pickup, people! Make it happen.
I just thought I'd point it out. I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of funny, but still,
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good on the long lane. You kind of want to have that to be secure. I'm kind of hoping that he's going to turn around and make the creep wave meet like before the tower. Otherwise, the lane will be pushed out again. So let's see if he's going to do that. In the meantime, we can't really say anything yet about other lanes. We do have Silent just roaming around the jungle. He might be placing up some wards. Already got one ward placed at the rune spot. But could also be trying some more. He's on his way towards the mid lane. He's also got some sentry wards if he wants to place those. But we're gonna see how safe this ultra double safe lane is actually gonna be. Because Empire is
Yeah.
of course looking to be aggressive. I mean, otherwise you won't be putting up an aggressive tri lane.
They have quite a few wars already skying it out. They know it's going to be like, things are going to be going on. We're going to be going against this Trident, so it's just boom, 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 like right in a straight line up into the river, just in case things were to go awry, and just in case they want to see, you know, if anyone or like Vigas is going to be trying to pick them off. So that's going to be very, very good for them. Vision extremely important, and yeah, they're just going to be safe doing that. And Fly could be just doing some mid pulls inside to make it a little bit easier for Trixie, but at the very least he's going to, yeah, there he goes. He's going to be just doing that, stacking it up, doing work, so that's going to be extremely helpful for him inside of mid.
Yeah, it looks like Vigos has gotten some reinforcements. Silent just helping out mid, and then we only have a dual lane bottom, and that's gonna be that's not gonna be an aggressive dual lane anymore. They can't really do that anymore. So I'm kind of curious. Maybe we're gonna see a rotation of the lanes because I don't think Blue Brain is gonna get that much experience there. Not with the not with the Windrunner standing there harassing. In the meantime, talking about harassing, Trixie is getting harassed quite a bit by Vigos here.
There's a really good disruption from AA right there, just snagging the creep camp from him just in case they were trying to do anything with that small creep camp. He brought it into the mid lane for Vigas, so that was really, really helpful for him. Just did not work out as planned, unfortunately, so as long as AA can still do that, it's going to be very, very good.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to miss any of the experience, and even if you only deny one lane or a couple of creeps, it made such a big difference. We do have a lot of lag apparently on Empire, so apparently we're gonna have a couple of minutes pause, and that will give me a bit of time to tell you that this is Empire taking on Fnatic for StarLadder Star Series. It's only a best out of 1. Unfortunately for us. We're gonna have 2 more games after this one. It's gonna be DD taking on 4FC and then No Tidehunter taking on Absolute Legends. So there's 2 more games after this. And yeah, it's an important game. These 3 points that are on the table could be the do it or die for the teams to go to Kiev. I would say it's a bit more important to Empire than to Fnatic, because Empire still has a lot of big matches ahead of them, while Fnatic Fnatic still has to face. Who else do they still have to face? Not really any big ones anymore. I can check that. I'm checking that, because Empire still has to face No Tidehunter, so that's gonna be a big game still tomorrow. Navi still has to face Mouse. Not as important, because those two are already. Navi's basically not gonna go to Kiev anymore, and Mouse Sports, they kind of have to win. Otherwise, they also are not going to go. No Tidehunter is still going to be up against Mouse Sports. It's also going to be a big game. Mouse Sports still has a tough time ahead of them, apparently. Fnatic is still going to go up against 4FC. 4FC have been doing really well lately as well, though. Not sure if I would put them in favor of Fnatic at the moment, but it's the best out of 1, so anything can happen, I would say.
4FC, I've been trying to check out some of their games, and it's kind of like a consistency issue. Like, I'm watching how they play. They actually do really like ridiculous like hero lineups. Like what were they doing the other day? They did a Kunkka. They ran a Kunkka.
Yeah, they love Kunkka.
Yeah, it's like hardly anybody does, and it's awesome. I love seeing those kinds of picks, but they're definitely also one of those defensive kind of teams. And just lately, we've been seeing teams like Fnatic, like Na'Vi, just absolutely wreck teams that try to play defensively. It's just, it doesn't work out. They spot what they're trying to do. They see, oh, there's a hard carry. Let's just pick up Chen. Let's pick up Enchantress and then just mow it down and just clean up in like 25 minutes. So it's hard to say what 4FC is going to do. And I believe we're casting one of their games here
after
today.
This one, yeah. Up against DD.
Yeah, so, and DD is actually very aggressive. They love going for pushes, so it's going to be an interesting match to see. Hopefully they're going to be able to pull something out of their bag of tricks and be able to just kind of do something crazy, because, you know, they don't just play defensively. They do play mobile a lot. They do love playing the Storm Spirit, like most Russian teams do currently, but, you know, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and of course one thing about 4FC as well is that they are kind of like a team of friends that just happen to be playing competitive, because they don't really practice that much, I've been told. They have basically scrim maybe twice a week. They're just, you know, having school and college and everything like that, so I'm kind of curious to see what they could do if they would be put in a boot camp or something like that.
That'd be really cool, yeah. Just friends playing together is so nice and like refreshing to hear about, because, you know, you've got a whole bunch of skilled players that are like playing together and they do, you know, all right, but then friends playing together and then slowly, gradually trying to find like that kind of niche where they like work together really well. It's nice to see. So hearing a team like that for 4FC, that's pretty cool.
Yep. And actually, yeah, 4FC, I guess it stands for 4 friends in Krili, so there's like 4 friends at least. And
yeah.
I kind of hope for Krili that's actually 5 friends and they just wanted to make something look special or something like that. There is indeed a 2-minute delay on the stream because there's also a 2-minute delay on Dota TV. You can, of course, buy the ticket, and that reminds me, there is an invitational for Virtus Pro. That's gonna happen. Like after the 18th of March, the group stages of StarLadder, the online part, is over, and then there's not gonna be StarLadder until the 4th of April, because that's when the LAN finals on Kiev will start. But if you buy the ticket, there is still Dota to be seen in between then. Well, you can also watch it on the stream, to be fair. It is going to be the Virtus Pro Invitational with 8 teams, $6,000 prize pool, and it's going to run over the course of time that there is no StarLadder in. So it's quite nice to see that. And just so you're aware, the 18th of March is the last game of the online qualifier, online group stages for for StarLadder.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you something. What do you think right now, since I believe we're also casting a game with them today, what the current No Tidehunter team right now? What do you think of them so far?
They have been playing really solid. Like the only game that they've dropped since the last since the switch since Eternal Envy got replaced by EGM.
Yeah.
The only game that they dropped was against the new Navi.
Yeah, and then the new Navi is like another story. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my god.
exactly. So they have two semi-mutants. I think they're doing really well. I hope that they can also get that practice going that they really want to have. I think they want to have also some kind of team house in Sweden, perhaps. I like that there's more team houses like popping up on the ground lately. But I think they're really strong, and I think they are looking really solid against Absolute Legends as well. We're gonna of course see that. We saw Absolute Legends earlier today, and they did really well for themselves in the end. And they like we saw, they play very defensive and very calculated. And maybe that's what No Tidehunter needs to have. No Tidehunter likes to play fairly aggressive, especially with EGM being there as well. Bit of the more ballsy supports, I would say, with the one that has the potential to make some big plays. But yeah, I think they're looking really solid. And they are also still looking very solid to still go to Kiev, because I believe they are still the only team that has only lost one game so far. And basically that's the only team in all of StarLadder, so they have the potential to get still the max out of their points, while all the other teams like having 2 losses or 3 losses, and then that kind of, it limits their maximum potential of points, and it's points that they want. And we have got to go apparently, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I really hope, yeah. No Tidehunter to do well. They're almost like a European Team Liquid, where they've been picking ridiculous stuff lately. Like the sniper game yesterday, even though he was just kind of left to farm on his own, Loda just swept that game away.
Yep.
Just really, really cool seeing unconventional picks work out. And then also see their old lineup, their style kind of shift by just one simple player. And just a role switch around for Loda being kind of the captain now. They're just a lot more aggressive, like you said. So really, really refreshing to see their lineup, honestly.
I agree. And of course we're back with Empire vs Fnatic, because the pause finally ended. Nice sentry ward already up on the high ground for Empire. So that double walk from Trixie is not going to be doing that much. Or at least not going to be giving him that much safety. And not safety for the Shadow Strike either. I mean, that's just what we saw. He tried to dodge the Shadow Strike with the double block. Couldn't do it. Sentry ward in your face. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Soulcatcher up on the Windrunner as well as a disruption. But they couldn't go in. Not possible, even though there wasn't even a Fissure yet. No-Tail trying to get some experience up in the jungle. And which lane do you expect the first blood to be in?
It's difficult to say. It's kind of going to be... It's looking like it's going to be in middle, because Empire right now are playing very, very aggressive, trying to thwart the polling coming out of Fly. So really, it's going to come down to positioning. Like, if the positioning doesn't work well for Silent here, and he just kind of steps out of bounds just for a split moment, if No-Tail goes over there to just kind of stop him from going, back into the mid lane, then that's pretty much going to be first blood, so it's looking like they're actually going a little bit right now.
Yeah, bottom lane.
Bottom, yeah.
Disruption up on Era. Oh, sorry, up on No-Tail. There is no Fissure anymore. He doesn't have any mana. Open wounds as well. On the Soulcatcher on there might actually be able to do it. Era trying to wrestle his way in to try and blow your brain. It might be enough. It is enough. But no more regen up on the Earthshaker. So this might be an opening for later on up on Era, considering he is left alone. Or maybe he's going to be able to give his teammates something.
Yeah, that's the problem with Era, or No-Tail, I should say, just going for 4 clarities. He didn't have any other form of regen for health, so just getting in a position like that, very, very troublesome. Almost going for a block there with Fissure, but not going to be able to follow through. Blow Your Brain going to be able to get away. And yeah, No-Tail now just going to continue to try and stack.
Yep. In the meantime, on the top lane, a lot of harassment going on as well. I'm talking about the top lane, but my camera's in the mid lane because it looks to almost look like Silent was in a bit of trouble there. And they also placed their own sentry ward, so they're going to be able to be safe there again with the double walk, and that's going to help out. But in the top lane, I was going to say, Scandal's almost level 6, might be trying something against Hani then. But then again, as soon as Hani gets level 6, he'll also be trying something against Scandal. So we're going to see how those two are going to be working out. As Vigos is going to come in from the side, let's see if he can do something. He was already spotted though with those wards that we saw being placed earlier. it's not going to be that much of a surprise. Pops a shout and a shadow strike that got dodged by this time the silent actually. Ooh, trouble.
Yeah, very, very close. Just almost getting hit there by that lance, almost doing enough damage, but he's going to be able to use that salve and just get back up. But looking back at top, man, Scandal. Scandal right now with all those last hits doing extremely well. Already has his tranquil boots. He's going to be going for that blink dagger at a very reasonable time. So that's going to mean that Fnatic is going to have to be extremely careful because really he can just go in at any point, just blink and just cause a 4v5 pretty much. The pickoff's going to be very, very brutal.
Yep, and it's one of those lanes where in theory nobody should die, but because of the because of it's a 1 versus 1 lane, it's very skill dependent as well. We might just see a first blood still happening there just based on someone just slightly overextending or just, you know, just by play. So I'm hoping it's not going to happen because when it does happen I might miss it. But it's still it's an interesting lane. And I guess that's a good reason to buy Dota TV tickets. Like, because I want to watch all the lanes because I'm a caster and I want to make sure that people will watch all the lanes. But to see how that constant dance is going on between Hani and Scandal, that must be very enjoyable. Hello, people in Dota TV. I hope you're enjoying the bottom or the top lane battle because the bottom lane is not that interesting with just harassment coming off from left and right. Oh, Vigos in some trouble in the mid lane, gonna be chased down by double damage Hani, and that's gonna be Vigos going down. The first blood picked up by Trixie.
Oh, nice. They were able to actually pull it off inside the mid lane. Looks like Hani was able to just jump back in there. Didn't have to use RP or anything. He has his mana boots already.
Yep.
Like, this is looking really good for Hani right now, and just the middle lane in general, because it's looking like they're going to start committing to taking out this tier 1, which means quite a bit of control is going to be lost for him, or at the very least, just pressuring them to make sure that they don't get any form of farm right now. So Vigos finally back in right now. And yeah, it's just looking really decent, and Trixie going for max Doppelwalk with the Spirit Lance, rather than the Juxtapose, which is pretty interesting.
No one be pushing too hard, I guess. Just want to enjoy the mid lane farm for now. He's not doing too bad. He's 20 for 2. Though Vigos is still highest up on last hits from the mid lane, and of course you already mentioned it, Scandal. He's just doing amazingly well for himself. He is the one that makes sure that gold graph is still in favor of Empire, basically, with that first blood even going the way of Fnatic. Oh, bottom lane. Era, trouble. Fisher helping out though. Trying to win for herself out of there. Open wounds are still hitting and she might. Oh! Shackles! TPs are incoming. Magnus, where's your RP? Skewer in RP? Can he do it? Is he fast enough? Power shot helping out. RP might not reach. He cannot get it anymore. That speed. And the Fisher will help out. RP still used. And the kill goes to Era.
Nice response by Hani being able to get over there, as well as a really nicely placed Fisher coming out of Dotail right after the rage, so it'll be good for him. But unfortunately, Hani here getting picked off inside the forest. There goes the cold feet. It's not looking like he's going to be able to live through this one unless Vigos. Oh, he's going to be able to get back into his allies there, and it's starting to turn into a slideshow.
Okay, No Tail is going to be the one to get initiated on. He has got himself a soul catch on him, but they can't really dive him, even though that is something that we might see Vigos do, but he's backing out. He doesn't want to miss more in the mid lane, so he's going to be going back to that one, and he's going to be picking up the 8-minute haste rune, and that will be a big impact if he decides to go back on the bottom lane, which he might do. But that's another good fight for oh, wait a second, Fnatic skewer in, and that is going to be a shockwave to pick up Godblack. Blow your brain, nothing he could do. And Vigos back in the mid lane and deep with the haste rune.
In the middle of all that, once that ice vortex went down from AA, I was like, oh geez, can't really see anything. So looking good there. Looks like Trixie actually going a little bit aggressive onto Vigos inside of middle. Just continuing to just go back and forth between Doppelwalk and Spirit Lance, continuing to just put on tons of aggression for him. But he's got a haste bottled up just in case, and still not level 6 though.
Yeah, that's a bit of a pain for him. Of course, he was at the start of level 5 when he got picked off for the first blood. And by that time, I mean, that gave, of course, Trixie the edge of the levels. But just going bottom, not getting any kill there, just wasting his time. In fact, that put him behind even more than that kill earlier. And yeah, Trixie able to be so aggressive constantly. I mean, that's gotta be annoying with that Keeper of Light just constantly giving more mana to Trixie. Even though he's not even doing it that much anymore. But, I mean, it's just constant harassment coming out. Where did the Earthshaker go to? Oh, hey, he's top. He is solo top to get some experience. He of course didn't get so much in the bottom lane. but is now by himself, solo top. And that will leave the Bat Rider to go back to the base, because he got a blink dagger and he wants to put that to use.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, there's people in the office!
Okay, sorry.
No
sorry
problem.
about that.
People in the office.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll tell you, like, after the game, because there's this ridiculous story that's been happening lately. But yeah, it's good stuff so far. 3-0, Fnatic. I miss what you have been talking about, but
That's
right
okay.
now, yeah.
Bat Rider, Blink Dagger, and he is looking to use it, and he is going to be going... we don't know yet where he's going to go for. But the way, where he's at, wherever... Oh, bottom. Middle, I mean. He smoked up before he went. He wants to go for Trixie. Does he have something to scout invisibility with, though? No, nobody does, so I'm not sure if that's really the right thing to do. Silent is here, also no sentries up on him. And the Magnus Illusions will be able to maybe see something happening. They don't see Scandal, of course, because that's Illusions, they don't see that. But they don't have any invisibility detection, but they then just have to make sure they kill him off in the time that Lasso is there, I guess.
Oh, looks like he kind of tried to go for something there inside of middle, but he's still
I
smoked.
like it! I like it! He tried to go in, wanted to go for Trixie there, but it was a fake one, and he only realized it when the smoke didn't get puffed off. So I'm glad for him that he noticed it in time, but it kind of failed his gank also. Scandal just rotating now, going towards the bottom lane, and is basically wasting his own time, just like we saw Vegas doing earlier. I like what Fnatic is doing. They're just keeping the control by just... I don't know, by just being
top
really
lane.
passive.
Oof.
Was that an RP?
That was an RP used with a beautiful Fisher right off the bat. He was very, very low, too. He was like a little bit below half health, so honestly, it was just kind of a 1-2 combo from Hani and No-Tail there, so he just blew up, pretty much.
Fnatic, they're just keeping control. I mean, Scandal is still highest up on the last hit, and if you look at net worth, he is still very high up on there as well, but if he can't get anything done with that Blink Dagger that he has now, that gold up on him doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and with such an early advantage, too, with that early Blink Dagger at, like, 11 minutes, like, you gotta be making something happen, and Scandal's just looking for anything at this point. Though the mobility is really, really good from Fnatic with the Coddle, with the Windrunner. It's just, yeah, he's gotta find someone that's kind of a little bit slower. No-Tail gonna be a really good pick-off, actually, as well as even Magnus is pretty good, but you know, he's obviously going to be able to use the skewer to get away. But regardless, just looking for those openings right now, and it's just wasting a lot of time. Hopefully he's going to be able to find it. Hopefully.
Yeah, looks to be going top to find that, but yeah, like you said, it's going to be tough, and he kind of can't do it by himself anymore, I would think. But maybe without an RP there to threaten him, he might try. We'll see. He is, of course, Scandal. He can pull off some crazy things if he wants to, or if he finds openings. That is. Era, in the meantime, still sitting on the bottom lane, hasn't left yet. I mean, his farm is not too great for being on the safe lane, but considering it was a safe lane with
jungle,
they're going for Silent. That Silent dead. Boom. Trixie finding him, still having enough mana for and a double walk and a Spirit Lance, and that was his life gone. Of course, Silent, he's not level 6 yet, so can't really participate that much in all the fights just yet. As Godlack, gonna go down. Skewer and Power Shot helping out. Lasso though up on Hani. He wants to try it, but he's by himself only and he can't do anything. Flamebreaker helping out. Now the TP comes in from the AA again. Scandal blinking forward. He can get it. He can get it done. Picks up the first kill for his team. Empire having Hani on the sidelines for now. Era there for deciding to finally leaving the bottom lane for the first time, or at least is he leaving? No, he's not leaving. No, he's not leaving. Not when there is the Coddle standing right behind him. Vegas with a double damage rune might be enough reason to, though. And there is, of course, a ward there for the Radiant side, so he did see him coming. And it looks like they're giving up the tower for dead right now. Or unless they really want to fight this. But I don't think they can. Not with 2 versus 4. Nah, not with 2 versus 4. That would be a bit too much. But then again, Empire, they are the one that back out.
Yeah, it's looking like it. They're just kind of dispersing now, and up in the top lane we see just blow your brain, like just uncontested taking all that farm, which is really, really good to help him out right now. He's just looking for a couple more core items. He's got the phase boots for that speed. Hopefully going to be going for that armlet to just help out with just HP and just right clicks in general, but going to be waiting for that. And Skewer into an RP inside the middle lane and immediately blows up.
Yeah, no chance there. Silence just let him know that he is level 6, but that was Vegas going down. And Empire, I mean, Empire is a team that normally wants to just get those solid lanes up. And of course, usually before with Fnatic there, they had an aggressive tri lane that may or may not win their tri lane. It didn't really matter that much. And then Fnatic on the safe lane. Wait a second, Era in some trouble. Gonna try to win for themselves away, but we'll still go down. Scandal making it happen this game. Because I was gonna say Fnatic normally on the safe lane farming, and he normally made the difference, but it took a bit longer for Scandal to be active, it feels like. And he can't really find the openings. Fnatic, they know exactly what Empire wants to do, and Fnatic can't find their strength in the game, which is normally just, you know, from the mid game on, nobody stands a chance anymore. But yeah, No-Tail coming in. Echo Slam there as well. It's Silent that goes down. No-Tail might die as well, though. Scandal coming in, but I think he's okay with just giving his life. Wasn't really seeing Vigos there before he went in, and yeah, that didn't go as intended. But still a 1-for-1. It's still a trade.
Yeah. So, unfortunate that was to happen. We've got Queen of Pain here going for her eggs, I believe. Overclub up on her. And that's going to be good because she's going to be able to just spit out like a lot more AoE damage for just every one of the team fights that are starting to happen a lot more frequently now, because we are starting to see those core items come up on Fnatic, and they're going way more on the aggressive. Hani right now, seriously, every team fight, he has been just responding beautifully every time, just TPing in, being able to try and help out the Windrunner in that bottom lane engagement. Unfortunately too late, but just being able to be there at all points is really, really telling of how Fnatic is going to be trying to set this up, because Empire trying to make these openings happen, trying to get Scandal here, who's in a smoke in the bottom lane, trying to set something up, is just, it's going to be hard for them to try and make it work, because at all times, Hani is ready, and the rest of the team is just waiting to just TP in there, and oh, there's a blink.
Oh, they want to take down Hani before the fight even starts. Can they do it? Looks like they can. He can't even turn around anymore. Shackles do hits on Goblet, but Era, he has to walk away. He has to run and hide. But that is a good pickup for Empire, and that is actually worth it, because like you said, Hani was really making things happen. He's been in 6 out of the 8 kills so far. So it's really one of those heroes that you don't want to be seeing in your fight, and they're still going to be going for Era, perhaps. There's 4 heroes from Empire on the bottom lane. The only one that's missing is still Lifestealers, of course. I mean, he's behind. He needs to farm. And TP out from Era. He's gonna give up the tower again. Maybe this time Empire actually wants to finish up the tower.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to, pretty much. So that's going to be solid for them. Fnatic, unfortunately, in an odd little area. No-Tail picking up the haste rune. It's looking like they're going to go for a trade. So inside of middle, that's pretty much the best they can do in this situation. I mean, pretty much go for it. So that's pretty much going to be the tier 1 going down, unless the TPs here are going to force them out. There we go.
Fisher was a bit too early. Scandal though, he still gets slowed, he still gets disrupted to try and save his life. Sonic Wave from the side, hello Vigos. Shockwave to go through, Scandal has to already walk away from this. Trixie might be going down here, uses double block, will be able to stay alive for now actually. Yeah, we'll be able to stay alive. Hello, Arhami. By Shadow Demon, by Vigos, and also by No-Tail still, but yeah, that was a reverse polarity up on 2. And that is the armlet complete upon Blurry Brain. The tower still drops. It was still, it was no deny. But it was the first tower to go down on the side of Empire. But maybe with Blurry Brain's armlet now done, he will be able to be a bit more in the fights right now. Because of course he couldn't really do that because he had a shit lane on the bottom. And maybe now he's feeling a bit more confident to really participate in those fights.
Yeah, agreed. He's just kind of been farming up inside of jungle, inside of the top lane. So now that he's got that, probably going to be seeing a little more bombage come out from him, especially with Scandal. Like, that is going to be a great, great combo coming out from them as he just infests into him most likely right here. And he's just going to be looking for it. So that's going to be very, very good.
Going towards the bottom lane. Looks like Era as a target. Era, who's only died that one time when her team couldn't be there in time. And yeah, the farm hasn't really been on her side that much, but she is gonna be, well, having to farm even more because she's dead.
Is empty.
And doesn't really have anything yet. Had 1700 gold, now 1400, so 300 gold lost about-ish, and we'll have to, well, I'm kind of wondering, what's she gonna buy? Is she gonna go for mech, or is she gonna go for that force staff? Because Keeper of the Light is building for survival items right now. He's got power treads, and maybe now he's gonna get something that shows that, oh, that's the mechanism being started up on Fly, so
yeah,
that's gonna be the force staff there, as Vigos is fighting Phantom Lancer Illusion.
Yeah, I think the force staff's going to be pretty good for mobility, so that's probably going to be happening out there. Up in the top lane, Hani's actually getting kind of targeted down just a little bit by Silent, but he's going to be able to just back away, just waiting for his RP to go up in about 20 seconds, so that's going to be looking good for them. Just going to be trying to set up a fight most likely, as the tier 1's very, very close to going down up top.
Yeah, it looks like Trixie wants to make it happen. He's got himself a double damage rune still. Just used his only lands basically that he got, apart from now getting another one, but yeah, to get creep wave going. I was kind of thinking that maybe with the DD rune he was able to pick up Silent, but he's not even gonna try. He just wants to pick up the tower. Lance is hit, and that's a deny for Silent. Lasso, Trixie is the real one. Age Separation was flying in as well. Kenny, double walk, reverse polarity coming in, and he had to get 3 people, already picked up 1, and now TP's himself out. But Disruption will stop that from happening. Trixie still goes down, and Hani will now drop as well. Can't even pick up Godlike anymore. Good fight for Empire.
Seriously. Oh, they were even able to pick up the PL. So even after that, even after losing the AA, that was actually pretty solid.
Yep, and denying the tower, of course, as well. I mean, your tower has to go down someday. Might as well deny it. So really good fight for them. And that was actually the first time that Trixie died on his Phantom Lancer, so it put back his Diffusal Blade a bit more as he's building towards that. And he's got it almost ready for himself also. And Era actually going for a bit more survivability rather than going for her 4 staff already. She picked herself up a Bracer. And No Tail still farming for that Blink Dagger. And everybody back on the mid lane.
The question for me is, when is Empire going to put on way more aggression? When are they going to like put up more wars inside of the jungle where they know the PL is going to be farming? Because the PL is just going to continue to go out of control and snowball. So really what they should be doing is trying to pick up all of these heroes, trying to set up a really, really good 5-man team fight afterwards, or just picking off PL in general, just making sure that he can't get that farm, because if they just continue to let him do what he's doing right now, you know, end game, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, he's just going to be out of control with his heart, with even crits, stuff like that. It's just going to be too much for them to handle. Honestly, just a lifestealer alone can't handle it, unless you were to maybe try and get like Cleave or something like that, but still, they're going to have a much more difficult time.
Yeah, we just saw Scandal trying to do exactly what you said, to pick off heroes, but Empire, or I mean Fnatic, is just making sure they can. There's just too many wards around in the Radiant jungle, so Era is not going to get surprised. He is still farming. Trixie is not the easiest target to pick up, of course, because he can double walk. There are still 4 sentries up on the Scandal. But it's still, it's gonna be tough. I mean, you have to find out who the real one is first, and then knowing that he's actually there. But yeah, they kind of need those pickups. They can't really go for a team fight, not when there's an RP and an Echo Slam on the board from the other side.
Yeah, they need a pick off first, and then to try and force it, so...
Yeah, maybe even a pickup or 2. Smoke up in the meantime on the bottom lane. They're gonna go for an RP pickup. Scandal! And that's gonna be him going down. Skewered indeed, as Magnus picking up the kill. Dominating streak for Scandal going the way of Magnus. And that is the first death upon Scandal.
Dire's bottom tower is under
We only have now the Cuddle that hasn't died yet. Fly.
I mean, they're doing a pretty good job surviving the supports. So, in that regard, bravo to Empire, but, you know, at the end of the day, still going down. Tier 1 is looking like it is going to be taken out. Not much they can do about that, honestly. And then it's looking like they're still going to press it. Earthshaker actually just picking up his Blink Dagger on the bottom shop.
And Blink can skewer out for Hani, and that's going to be Silent on, well, dead, basically. And looks like Fnatic, they want to continue pushing. They've got 5 heroes standing around here. No reason to back off just yet. They don't have to worry about one of those big team fight abilities that they themselves have, because, you know, they are the ones that have that. Even though the RP is on cooldown, they've still got an Echo Slam and a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker now as well.
Yeah, it's looking pretty painful right now for Empire as they go into a smoke. They are going to be able to see it, though, with that little sentry, maybe. I mean, the vision's very small, like that much, so, well, even less. So, I don't know, if they go for it, it's going to be very, very painful for Empire. That could be actually a huge, huge fight, because that means they're going to be able to pick up the Aegis next and then take out the tier 2s.
Yeah, but well, we can see the minimap, of course, but Fnatic can't. They're really looking for someone to take down, but everybody off Empire, they're smoking up for themselves and are on the other side of the map and going into their enemy's jungle to see if they can find someone there. Yay.
Just funny how that always happens.
Yeah.
They all smoke at the same time. It's so weird how they know it's like, oh, this is going to be a great time to smoke.
It is just a good time to smoke when the lanes are at a certain stage, and when the Roshan is, of course, at play as well. It's just that moment in the game that it's a good time to smoke. And we see lines being drawn by the teams on opposite sides of the map. Flame break for Scandal just to scout things out. He's the one that's going to be picking someone off perhaps. Oh, he gets a real Trixie. And Trixie is going to die. Nice pickup. That's a worthy smoke for Empire and not so worthy smoke for Fnatic.
Yeah, they could follow up with the tier 1 takeout here inside of the middle with that one. That's really, really good for them. Or even, I would even say a Roshan now would be really, really good. But like you said, there still is that Echo Slam that is available right now, as well as the RP, and that enclosed space could absolutely be disgusting. So they're just going to play patiently, maybe going to be looking for at least this tier 1 in middle, and it's looking like maybe they're going to try and go for a trade up in top. Fnatic just trying to make something happen.
Yeah, TP's already coming out from the mid lane as Empire looking to make the towers even. Oh, Scandal still gonna hit by the Illuminate and by the Fixer as well. Flamer helping out. Oh, it messed up the Echo Slam. Nice one for Scandal. No Tail is gonna be going down with that one. Sonic even being used for that. BKB up on Vigos. Slightly overkill, but kill nonetheless.
A little bit also with the BKB charge there. The first one that she's used.
Yep. Very long one. And the tower still stands. This is basically the difference between the towers right now, because there is 2 towers down on the side of Fnatic and 3 on the side of Empire. And more importantly, that tier 1 tower is very important for Fnatic for the Roshan, because of course you have the dire advantage with Roshan. You have 2 towers that are fairly close by, and as soon as the Radiant lose that tier 1 mid, they don't have any place to TP to anymore for the Roshan. They have to take the long way, a longer way than the dire anyways.
Yeah, that's a good point. So really going for that is going to be kind of one of the linchpins to wanting to try and take out the Roshan at this point. So they're just going to be looking for that eventually, maybe when they're feeling a little bit safer. We see still Nake's up in the top lane, picking up his Maelstrom just now.
Nice. I like that item up on the Lifestealers, to be fair.
I love it.
I have to say, like, considering that Fly hasn't died yet, he has been not really getting that much gold, but I think he's the one that's spending all his money up on wards, I guess. Because this mechanism is still not done yet, 25 minutes into the game, and they kind of need that, I think, before they're really gonna go 5-man all push all in and go kill Empire or something.
Yeah, he's gonna need a couple hundred more, but you know, still, as long as he's gonna be able to get that, especially in a big team fight coming out, like they're pretty much set to win it, and then also he's going to be able to just heal everybody up as well, so just looking pretty good in that regard. Probably going to be looking for that to go for most likely, you know, a Roshan attempt or just trying to make something happen inside of another lane, so they're just going to be patient until then.
Yeah, in the meantime, I haven't really been looking that much on the graphs. But it will do now, and there's 2k gold in favor of Fnatic. They are 1 tower ahead though, that's about 1.5k gold. And of course,
bottom lane.
Bottom lane, Lasso, Era, picked off. Empire making sure that that big push that I was talking about is not going to happen for now, because they can't go with 5 men if one is dead. But yeah, experience graph therefore with that kill going the way of Empire. They have been able to get the last couple of pickoffs, so that's why we see the gold graph going into their favor, as well as of course, the big rotation with the smoke gangs. It was successful for Empire, and Fnatic just basically wasted time with that. So that's also a lot of extra experience going the way of Empire, where Fnatic didn't get anything at all.
Yeah, it's a really close game. I mean, closer than really what it should be, but PL right now, he's going to be the biggest threat of all. And Empire really aware of this, but they're still not really following up with like a whole lot of aggression, and they can, because when you've got just the AoE team fight they have at their disposal, it's just really, really hard for them. The Coddle as well, just with the Illuminate pushing them back, it just thwarts everything they're trying to do, trying to get logistically, so they're just going to have to, once again, kind of push their way back as we see another smoke happen for them.
Yep, and there's even going to be more people coming in right now. Trixie though, even though he doesn't have a smoke, he's gonna join the party. Everybody's gonna go towards the top lane, and we're gonna see if they can find something there. Even though it looks like Empire, it feels like they're okay with the way things are going. They know that they can't go full on for a team fight, and they've been trying to pick off heroes, of course, which has been successful, I have to say. But other than that, it's for them is just waiting until Fnatic makes a mistake, because Fnatic's got that big team fight. Fnatic's got the Phantom Lancer, and Fnatic is the one that's gonna go initiate right now as well, and there is actually, oh, blow your brain, in some trouble, I would say. Reverse polarity. Oh, the skewer misses though, but it's not gonna matter anymore. It's gonna be Magnus that picks up the kill regardless. Nice skewer away from that for Hani, but yeah. This time it is Fnatic that makes their smoke gank successful.
Yep, and not overcommitting on anything, just allowing the PL and his illusions to just kind of sit there, remaining inside the lane. They're just going to continue to go on their merry way, continue to farm, and it's just, you know, playing somewhat passively right here for Fnatic, and they just can do that. They can pretty much get away with doing that, focusing or forcing Empire to kind of go on the offensive, making them play on their own terms, which is kind of insane to think about because, you know, it's just letting Fnatic get away with murder pretty much.
Yep. And to look at the items a bit more, we do have 30... Whoa, he bought something. We had 3k gold earlier. What did he buy? He bought a Yasha. So it's going to be Manta style for Trixie. As the next item. It will allow him to even push more and split push more to be exact as well. And that's something that we're going to see the tier 2 towers drop at some point without really getting anything in return for Empire. It's going to be something that's tough for them to deal with because their counter push is not that great. I mean, the Age Separation ulti can fly in and kill off some creeps, yeah, nice. But other than that, you've got a Scream from Vegas and Flames from Bedrider if he gets a chance to put them down. But that's it. Their counter push is not that great.
Well, they spot out Vegas right here. He's going to be able to blink away. Just doing a little bit of scouting inside the bottom lane there, but everyone's there right now for Fnatic, so surprisingly enough, it's looking like they're going to want to make something happen. Hani right now, about to get a refresher. He is about to get his refresher.
That will be having a big impact, and that will definitely be allowing them to just go full-on 5-man, just push somewhere and see where it ends, because they've got that power. They've got basically a fail-safe for the reverse polarity, and one reverse polarity alone is already a great spell to have. And yeah, 2 with versus a team that doesn't really have that big team fight potential. It's gonna be tough. Gonna be tough for Empire, but they're gonna try it anyway. They're rotating towards the bottom lane. Vigo's already standing here in the Invis. Gonna be walking around to see who's there and who's I like this.
Oh my god,
he
yeah.
realizes they can't see him. It's just...
Oh, and he's waiting in the back trying to pick up Fly. Oh, dang. That's going to be painful. He's got to be careful, though. He's got less than half of the rune left. It's always crazy seeing that. It's like, oh!
Hello, Era. Welcome to the other side of the ledge. 4-star forward, though. Sonic Ray from the side. Vigos pops his BKB, gets reverse polarity, goes down. But, yeah, where's the rest of his team? Team! The rest runs away. It was a nice idea, but the 4-staff reaction from Era was just too fast.
Yeah, a little bit more meticulous than usual. Fnatic here just going for just almost like pickoff after pickoff, followed by a tower. So right now looking very, very convincing in this game currently. And just now we're starting to see the graph kind of pull way more in their favor economically, a little past 3K. So they're doing great in this regard. If they keep doing this, they pretty much have the game in the bag. But that's going to mean Empire really has to start making things happen like crazy. Otherwise, it's just going to be way too out of control. The Manta style completed on Trixie. He's split pushing like insane crazy. It's just a major, major problem.
Yeah,
so hopefully...
he is also so tanky.
Yeah, so hopefully Empire's going to at least be able to kind of go for a couple more pickoffs, but that's just not how it should be happening right now. They need to make like an Aegis happen. They need to go in for a push after they take off heroes, and that's just really, really hard because Fnatic's lineup right now, they're pretty much hanging out together for the most part. For the most part, I mean, right now they're kind of in weird, awkward positions, like Hani here, just tucked inside of a tree. It's kind of odd, but they're going for a fight in middle here. Is that just illusions? And yes, it is.
Yeah, it's going to be Roshan that's going to be tried out by Empire. There is a Mjolnir up on the lifestealer. Roshan will go down very fast if Fnatic allows it, because there is a ward here on the side for Fnatic as well. And I want to just see if they can do something there. They don't have Trixie to deal with. Trixie's pushing top. And they don't have Hani, because Hani is still sitting bottom, and they pick up the Aegis. Nice job. That's definitely something that they really needed.
Mm-hmm. Completely uncontested, too. Surprising that they got away with that, and surprising that Hani just sat in that little corner for about a solid 30 seconds, so...
Yeah, they will be able to pick up the towers for that, though. At least tier 2 middle gets denied, and the tier 2 top is down to half HP.
Yeah, so the map right now is just pretty much completely in control of Fnatic, though they don't have too many wards on their side of the river. It's just the tier 2 remaining up in the top lane, so Empire really needs to start getting a little bit more defensive and looking for something, an opening perhaps, especially with the Aegis, so they can try and make something happen. Hopefully they're going to be able to now. because really it's just going to be PL just pushing everything this game right now for the almost remainder of it. He's just going to be able to get away with it, so kind of sucks.
It is. It's so hard to stop that. And I mean I mentioned all the counter push, but you have to imagine that also counts for the illusions, because it's very tough to deal with those illusions. They're very tanky already, and we just saw just 3 heroes being used in the mid lane earlier to try and stop those illusions from pushing down the tower. Scandal has got an infested lifestealer on him again, by the way, and has got himself a Gem of True Sight as well.
That's a pretty ballsy gem right there. They go for a smoke now. It's looking like they're going to try and make something happen somewhere, but this is what I was just mentioning before. They got to go for a pickoff, and Scandal with the infested Nakes is pretty much the moneymaker right now at this point. Hopefully they're going to be able to do it, but you know, they're all together as 5 again up in the top lane, so
yeah, it's going to be so tough. I mean, if they're probably going to find them at some point, because they'll see like, okay, there's something top, but it's they're going to walk past the sentry ward as well. And yes, he walks right over that. Let's see if the pings come out or not. No, they don't. Didn't see it. Vigos doesn't know how close he got to dying right there. Oh, there's the real Trixie. And that is gonna be a lasso. It's on the right one as well. Echo Slam going through Fissures. And it is gonna be Goblak that goes down. Silent that goes down. Reverse polarity being used for Blow Your Brain. Blow Your Brain will go down, but he still has an Aegis, so that's that. Magnus gets picked up on the sideline. Vigos pops a PKV trying to get away, won't be able to do so. 1 more hit away from dying, and Era picks up the kill. Open wounds on Fly, who's gonna try to TP out, but Blow Your Brain not able to get the damage on Scandal, still sitting around here as well, but gets himself a death, and that's a gem on the floor. And I think that Blow Your Brain at least gonna pick that one up before trying to get himself out, but look at that. Can they stop him from TPing out? No, they can't. Vigos, he bought back, he is back in this. Is gonna try to harass Trixie away, is able to do that, but he comes right back when he sees the Fissure is there. Vigos able to blink himself over that though. But that fight, not going the way of Empire, and the buybacks being used on Vigos alone, I'd guess, but Trixie's still sitting alive. Not in that great HP, but you know, he can still be staying alive, and yeah. Fnatic pulling ahead even more.
yeah, I mean, they're trying. They know what they have to do to try and make it happen, but it just blew up in their faces right there with that fight, forcing the buybacks out of the Goss. It's, you know, nothing really is following up from it, unfortunately, and that's just furthering the lead right now of Fnatic right now as they pull well above 5k, pretty much almost into 7.5k gold territory, which is really, really painful at this point. The tier 2 still hasn't been taken out, but it is just moments away from being taken, though. And Silent the only one kind of to keep it from going down. Who also looks like he's building up Atos?
Perhaps,
Maybe.
or just casual vitality boosts to get more HP, because he's been dying very fast.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be
it's
surprised
true.
to see that. As we, by the way, we did have 2 RPs, I think, there on the top lane, because of course Hani picked up his refresher.
Yep. They're just doing work with that, just forcing all of those deaths coming out of Empire.
Goblak. What you doing there, Goblak? Can you find an illusion first? There's of course an infested lifestealer in there. Blow Your Brain, ready for some action. Need to find some people though. It's illusions upon illusions that create illusions. And everybody of Fnatic just sitting at the back. And Empire, like Empire, they know they have to make something happen, but they can't find an opening. As we said, I mean, Fnatic, they know exactly what Empire needs, and they're not going to give it away.
No, yeah, they're just going to continue to just chill here behind the tier 2, while allowing just the illusions of PL inside of Mill to push that lane out. Just keeping it safe.
Oh, Scandal, what are you going to do there? Flying over the high ground, they don't know it's coming, and he sees them. This is vision. They have the vision, that he just needs to pick someone off. The Firefly is gonna run out soon. He has to be ready for it. And Phantom Lancer Illusions, no, he blinks himself back. I'm not gonna go for it. Phantom Lancer Illusions force back the rest of his team. The real one, of course, not putting himself in danger. Well, that was it like a glimpse of an interesting fight, but then no, everybody backs up.
Yeah, it's just not happening. They're just playing so safe right now. Fnatic not wanting to lose any of the momentum that they've gotten so far, so they're just allowing Empire to kind of knock on their doorstep and just kind of get blown up. Yeah.
But this time he'll see that everybody left.
The middle lane is just completely pushed in right now. So that's going to make Fnatic here just kind of chill inside of the bottom still. Still, they're going to keep their presence down here. So really, just the pressure is on right now. Empire have to make something happen now. They have to have an amazing team fight. Otherwise, it's just pretty much just going to go to the curbside. At least the AA ultimate going to try and push that back out.
Yep.
Still.
Firefly up again for Scandal. Take 3. 3 times the charm. But he can't see Trixie. Trixie's already back away. Even though he has got, of course, that gem. He can't find an opening. And he flies himself back. What an anticlimax every time. It's a bit of a shame.
I know. Oh, the recall going up from the top lane is looking like they're just continuing to push out with those. And that's just so annoying, too. It's just that Coddle PL combo. Just the constant illusion, recall, push out those lanes. Make sure that they can still stay down here while Trixie continues to get farm. And it looks like he just picked up his heart, so that's going to be a big game breaker.
That's gonna be painful. And he still has 1500 gold. But he's just, he's one of those heroes that can continue farming the entire map without really leaving his team alone, ever. He can be recalled back in, Manta styles, as you said. It's so annoying to deal with this. And Empire, they're trying the best they can. They have got, of course, Age Depression to counter push.
Oh, I was going to say Hani right here in the tree line. He's going to be almost able to spot Scandal. Oh, whoa.
They saw him! Whoa! RPs! Well, there's a refresher orb, and Trixie, he picked up the Shadow Demon on the sideline still. With the illusions only, it seemed like. Yep. So real Trixie's in shadow form. Blink forward for O2, gets a Fisher, they want Scandal. Can they find him? Can they fight him? Hello, Big Us. There's the Infest. Echo Slam goes off. Doesn't matter. It is No-Tail that goes down. Reverse Polarity up on Blow Your Brain. And he gets taken down real fast. Jumps himself inside a creep for now able to stay alive. But the AA ulti actually gonna make that so difficult for him. That's his teammate. His teammate just killed him off. It killed the creep that he was in. And the Keeper of the Light gets the last hit. And this could mean a tier 3. Depending on if there's buybacks, which there is not for the Lifestealer.
Oh, it says there is. He's got an extra 100. He can buy back for 1207. So.
Oh, why is my buyback status not working properly? It says he needs 423 gold.
Huh. It's weird. Oh, yep, there he goes. Just bought back right now, forcing that out.
Era gonna be the one that gets targeted. But he has a 4-stab, should be able to get himself into safety. 4 stabs and TP's out. Tier 3 tower is still standing. They did use a buyback for that as the Keeper of the Light goes down to Blow Your Brain, so he gets revenge. Scandal looking for a way in. Want to try to fight Trixie, but Trixie, he is a PL, dude. Do they have any way of spotting him? They do have the gem still, and they're gonna go for. Oh, Trixie! He actually goes down. That was fast. And that's of course the heart working in favor of Blow Your Brain, I guess, also a bit. Stealing, of course, more HP, considering there's more HP to steal, percentage-wise.
Yeah, just go black there with the Soul Catcher just doing tons of work. The damage just being way too much for him. The extra 50% just completely overpowered him. He couldn't get out of there. They still had that gem, so that is going to mean Trixie out for another minute, which means they're going to be able to at least take out this tier 2 inside of the bottom, which is going to be really nice, as well as the top lane being pushed out so heavily, so that's going to be pretty good for Fnatic, but still, the trade.
Yeah, is it actually going to be trade? Because they can't trade a tier 3 right now. Not when you have a PL on the other team. Even though he's dead right now, when he's alive, he's going to split push again. So Empire, they better make this quick. Fortification goes out. Lasso picks up the Keeper of the Light. Fly is going to drop. But they cannot lose their tier 3 top. Era using focus fire for that in the tower. There's no fortification. The TPs are going to come in right now, but this is dangerous because you're playing with the team. Wow. Jesus. Well, bye Blow Your Brain is silent. That's gonna be them pretending to back out and then still picking up the tier 3. A very fast fight as a Goblak has picked up as well. That's a sheepstick being done up in Era. We saw that being picked up right after the previous fight. But that is, like I said, you can't afford to lose this when there is a split pusher on the opposing team. Blink in, 4-step instantly out because he realized Trixie just came in there. And the barracks go down. They can't do anything It is only Goblik that's able to buy back, because of course we saw Blowy Brain buying back earlier. Fisher glances, hits, dead. Trixie picking up the kill.
It's just a matter of time. So now, with Trixie back up, being able to take out that tier 3 and the Rex up in the top lane, they're going to be going for the tier 3 inside of middle as well. And still with an extra 30 seconds up on Lifestealer, this is going to be 2 racks. So at 44 minutes, pretty good, but still, they may have a chance to try and stick in. And Vigos here nearly getting taken out, BKB activated. And there goes the lasso as well as the slideshow.
And it's gonna be reverse polarity up onto Vegas. Is gonna be the one that goes down. Scandal's still able to flame break his opponents away from him, but they're being forced out of their own base right now. So I think this is kind of saying already what kind of game this is. Buyback still from Vegas. Able to try and force Trixie out of the base, but I think Trixie is just gonna leave it on his own accord, not really being forced to anything. And there we go, the GG is being called. Empire, they can't take it anymore. They couldn't do it. They couldn't get the mid game that they wanted, and then late game, and then there's a Phantom Lancer and the split push and the RP. It's just too much. Empire losing a game that is gonna be making them feel pretty well in a tough spot for StarLadder, as far as StarLadder goes, because their chances to go to Kiev, they're still there. Don't get me wrong, they're still there, but they just became a bit harder.
Yeah, I don't want to have to deal with that. I believed in Empire for a minute there. I thought it was going to be, you know, a little bit longer. Since it's 45 minutes in, just 2 racks being taken. You know, there's still a fighting chance for you to stay in there with just 1 racks, but no, man. This is a PL Coddle combo we're talking about, with Hani playing as like the most ridiculous Magnus in the world. Just completely destroys him with the double RP. Just everything that game was going pretty decently for Fnatic. So, good job for them. Fortunately, Empire now kind of looking at a bit of a tough spot for StarLadder. I was about to say TarLadder.
Yep. On the bright side, Fnatic, of course, they are basically secured for a spot in Kiev. So we're gonna see them there. Most likely, it really still depends a bit on the other teams, but in theory they should be able to go ahead. And we got ourselves another game coming up. It's gonna be DD versus versus 4FC. There we go. So stick around for that, and we'll be right back.